smallholder peasant agriculture at the expense of medium-scale to large-scale agriculture. Peasant farmers grow enough to feed their families for the year, and it's the most extensive arable lands, but that are not yet being put to productive use.
You really need to watch this. Just watch this.
People like Cyrus that according to the Washington-based Migration Policy Institute, Nigerians are the most successful and educated immigrant group in Africa, in America. Maybe that's why it's beefing.
Can somebody please tell me, where is Tinibu, the Jagaban of Nigeria? See, while he is yet asleep in deep slumber, the president, Mampeni Johndramanimahama, the #1 of the Republic of Ghana, is busy sitting with men that matters. Who say man no they? Men mount, men gallant. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let me be that first person as a Nigerian to break to us in the continent of Africa that our president, His Excellency Johndramanimahama, is currently in Qatar in an all-expense paid trip, executive, tour or visit to Qatar, Doha to be precise, sitting with men that matters. You need to see the way the president was giving them back to back, woto. They were asking him, he was giving them. Guys, it was a very, very swell time he had, or he is having currently in Qatar. And this is something that leaders or president that really shows or knows what they are doing should be up to. Let's watch these videos alongside other reactions from Nigerians, giving it back to Nigerians who think they know it all, right? All from my brother's Chimdi's submission and postulations. Watch this video patiently to the end, like, share, and stay subscribed, and I will see you at the end. Let's watch.
Sana jandam no a escalate na yenim yanum foyi. Yes. Yanum foyi de jandam ne yo munsu wo munsa. Eno ne ade a wo munum every day. Entino say you're careful na yambe story winter ma the jandam is going to escalate. And see, let's be guided. As I'm talking to you now, the President of the Republic, Johndramanimahama, in Ghana. Yes. President Johndramanimahama can confirm to you, say, our Doha, the capital of Qatar. Now, Okoho program, your friend Doha Forum. Now, a program here, they speak about global politics, economic and development, security and peace, climate and sustainability, education, innovation, and global cooperation. And then Niyama, we discuss it. There are so many leaders across the world. We go PM, Kata hono. Now, Mampeni Johndramanimahama, kono, Kata abayin, ankasa, ofano, jet. Kata abayin, ofano, jet. Nte jet na be tam me free nkran ha kutuka airport de go PM Doha Kata no. Sa jet no Kata for or my buying jet no would be fan and our bus were the same jet and I didn't be back. I know say MP before best start here jandam. They didn't kind of story we amu no credit. Say they be story be on social media. We say yes, they are lying. Mama have video we are making kind post to be a free kwaku azaho. as you can see, and only jet na ebe time President Mahama de call you before MPP ko mini bi bet na social media ye jandam no. We are putting this out there, say that jet na ebe fa Mampeni Mahama no eye kata ban de mo de President fa commercial munya asem kan so fa Ibrahim Mahama jet munya asem kan say oko ekoko han so a mo benya asem aka say ofa Ghana de no of course so a munya asem kan mo be ka say ane oboa en say ye bia no be so de sika o pesika ko tofu fro so menya asem aka kata fo so de ni o mo dia be fa no so a mo benya asem aka. Everything you guys will get something to say. We are putting this out there to make everybody aware. Say officially, this video is from the Jubilee House. Eye kata abain jet ne ebefa President Mahama. Muna muti social media na mo ye jandam no ye din kan ama mo ya aware. Now shade. Let's read this. It's very important. The president touched down in Doha aboard a Qatar Airways executive jet graciously provided by the state of Qatar. President Mahama landed Qatar. Na jet never found on Qatar state in India. He is in Doha to participate in the 2025 Doha Forum at the invitation of the Emirate HH Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani. Gogo expressed sincere appreciation to the Emirate for both the invitation and the generous provision of the executive jet.
That peasant agriculture at the expense of medium scale to large scale agriculture. Peasant farmers grow enough to feed their families for the year, and it's the most extensive arable lands, but that are not yet being put to productive use. Unfortunately, there's an intersection of what I just talked about and climate change. And so, for instance, the year before last, I have a farm that is about 400 hectares, and we grow soybean, we grow yellow maize, mostly for the poultry industry. We planted, and the crops came out very beautifully, nicely, and just at the critical time, the rain stopped for 10 weeks, and I just watched the crops wilt. And so we need to adapt our agricultural practices to the new reality. And that means that we must put more land under irrigation. Poor farmers are not going to be able to afford the kind of cost it takes to put land under irrigation. So that's where government comes in. And that's why my government has embarked on a very, ambitious program of introducing irrigation, but not just any irrigation that is appropriate and affordable to the farmer. And so, for instance, if you go put some huge pumps connected to the national electricity grid, the farmers cannot pay the tariffs for pumping that water. So more solar water pumps, improved seeds, good extension advice, and especially developing the agribusiness sector, because it's not enough to ask the farmers to produce. You need to have an offtake for their production. And if you don't develop the agribusiness sector, the farmers find themselves, cropping, producing, harvesting, and there's nobody to mine. Recently, we've suffered a maize glut in Ghana, and maize prices dropped to 350 cedis a bag, which is below the production of a cost of a bag of maize. And so government had to come into the market, introduce a minimum guaranteed price, and say that any farmer who wants to sell his maize at 450 cedis, the National Buffer Stock Company will buy it. And so minimum guaranteed price, it's a whole complex of things that you need in order that you can have sustainable agriculture that produces enough food at an affordable price to be able to feed your citizens.
Does the spending that the government...
I think it's a public good. For instance, in Ghana, we subsidize the cost of fertilizers in order to increase output. We subsidize the cost of improved seeds in order that the farmers can have access to supplying seeds to farmers. There was a case in which one farmer had used the same seed for 20 years. He was barely making 1 bag of maize per acre. Good seeds that give him 20 bags an acre, 10 times what he gets from using the old seeds. And because the seeds are expensive, government has to come in a way to subsidize them, yes.
Mr. De Croo, this is, in a way, a part of this is You don't have the mic next to you? Part of the Doha Forum tradition. From the UNDP perspective, the economic transformation aspect of it, I think there's the underlying factor of governance, which is what you help with and kind of helping with these skills. So what are you doing, and how do you see UNDP helping really most African countries to unlock this investment and accelerate inclusive growth, really through the governance prism?
Yeah, thank you. Great question. I would like to kind of link it to what Mr. President just said.
Keeping on the economic development side of it, QFFD, Qatar Fund for Development, focuses on, economic development is one of the verticals that you do, and it's an expanding segment of the first. And how do you deploy this capital in the ways that you find to be most beneficial? Right? Like what are you looking at in terms of metrics and industries?
Thank you very much for these opportunities, and really will recap of what His Excellency mentioned, the President and the new administration of the UNDP. I think the key elements is the challenge that we have today is how can we tackle, creating new jobs. The economic empowerment is really a new way that we tackle in Africa. As just stated, by the administration here, is there are huge opportunities, that we can create in Africa, and we believe there is a huge way that we can do things. But the first things that we've been talking about is the private sectors. We cannot create only, depends on the government aspect that we can work on this. So we need to create job through the private sectors, and to have these things, we need to invest on the capital side. For us to, as Qatar Fund for Development, what we're looking for now is to get away from the traditional way that how we are funding aid, and going more on the private sector aspects. I think this is reducing the burden, on the governments. Government cannot just keeping taking loans and loans and loans. This will not help. I think the future is really how the government can depend more on the private sectors. This is where we can create, more opportunities, for others that can work on that aspect. His Excellency just mentioned about the agriculture's ways, the demand is huge. And not only this, there are huge people looking at Africa now on the mining, and how can we utilize the mining resources. But we need the experts to come together to building capacity on this. And we have the chance to speak before, with His Excellency, the President of Ghana, that he's asking us, to work in this personalized learning, and how can we go more on the skills, for these things, because this is the futures, utilizing the right natural resources for this. Qatar have done this, before. 50 years ago, we built strongly, and building capacity where we are, in 50 years where we are today. This is all, and it depends more now on the private sectors and on our countries. You see, so reducing the burden.
For the first time in my life, I stepped outside of Nigeria. I went to South Africa. I've not gone to the US. I've not gone to the UK or any other place. I went to another black man's country. And before now, I'm not even going to lie, I saw South Africa as just one another, African country, even though I've never left my country, but I always look at it with one small eye that, okay, just leave the borders, And guys, that country is not our mate. And see, let me say this, right? I did not even go past Johannesburg. I was in Johannesburg throughout the time. I spent all my stay there. I was in that country to the extent that at the point I started asking myself that, am I still in an African country? Because I don't see all these beautiful places online. I don't see it. I only see people talk about Cape Town. Maybe that's why. And even Cape Town, I say, okay, just see some nice places. I might believe that, there are some really bad places, even though they might be. But that country works, guys. See, that country works. See, I don't compare my country outside. Whenever I tell people, I'm Nigerian, and they try to talk shit, I defend Nigeria like say, you cannot say no, you can't say just anything like about my country while I'm there. Because I love my country so much, and that is why I would never be illegal anywhere. No matter where I go, I would always want to come back home, guys. I would always want to come back home. Because see, when I stepped back into Nigeria, the first call I had was, there's not been night for 2 weeks. Yes, I stay in Ochi, things are good, light is okay. But you're coming back, I just want to come and rest, right? I understand that, my country is living up to that and everything, it's okay, I love my country like that. But imagine you're stepping down and the first thing she heard is about, there's been no light for 2 weeks. And it just dawned on me that I have so many things inside the fridge. So many things inside the fridge that I thought that, I'll come back home too, and everything has gone bad. I mean, I got to the airport, I started redirecting my head, where can I go this night because I cannot go home. There's so much sadness, saying, another African country doing so well, and then coming back home, even though I'm well, regardless, I love my country, but then you're coming back to that kind of news. See, it's sad though. See, it's not fair. There's some of us who love Nigeria so much. There's some of us who would do anything just to be here. But this kind of, which way everything is going, we're not even talking about the justice system. We're not talking about the safety issue. Some basic thing like light is not fair. It's also frustrating. First of all, let me start by saying this because a lot of Nigerians don't get this. So let me say it in a way you'll understand. If you are a Nigerian that defends Nigeria,
Let me take it very slowly so you understand. If you are a Nigerian that defends Nigeria anywhere in the world, you are contributive. You are contributive to the problem of Nigeria more than Nigerian leaders. You are 2 times contributive to the problem of Nigeria more than Nigerian leaders. Let me repeat this again. If you are a Nigerian that defends Nigeria anywhere in the world, whenever they talk about Nigerians, whenever they speak ill about Nigerians, the first thing you come out and start defending Nigeria. A lot of you don't know this. You are more contributive. You're 2 times more contributive to the problem of Nigeria than the people than the leaders in Nigeria, and the Nigerian executives, than the corrupt politicians. You are 2 times more contributive to the destruction, the retrogression, the depletion of Nigeria as a society than the politicians, than kidnappers, than people that make Nigeria safe. You are more contributive to its problem. In case you don't know, let me use this as an example. So my elder brother went to a secondary school where my father taught. Before my father became a lecturer, he taught in the secondary school. So my elder brother went to that secondary school. You know what my father did first? My father took him around the staff room and told teachers, "This is my son. Please, if he does something wrong alongside other people, because I've taught in this school, if you flog others 20 strokes of the cane, make sure his own is double." You know, growing up, it was better we had other people flog us alongside other students than have our father flog us alongside other students. Because if our father would flog other students, like, let's just say 6 strokes of the cane, just understand that your own will be 12 strokes of the cane. Just on that, if we see my father, like if we follow others and we're doing things, and we see my father whooping others 6 strokes of the cane, just multiply yours by 2. Just multiply yours by 2. There is nobody in the better and right position to effect discipline to a person, to a society, to a group, than a person from that society or a group. There is nobody. And let me tell you something. If I find myself in the US and they say this Nigerian did something wrong, and I'm in a position to either defend discipline or something like that, you know, that kind of a thing, or I'm in a department where discipline is supposed to be meted on that Nigerian, let me tell you something. I'll be the first person to shoot that Nigerian. I'll walk straight and shoot that Nigerian. I wouldn't even think. I just come to you. All I have to do is to ensure that you did this. Once I get there, you're a Nigerian, and they'll tell me you're a Nigerian, he did this, I'll certify. Oh, is that true? He did this. Okay, these are facts and figures that he did this. Before they can say, yes, sir, I'll just shoot the person straight. I'll shoot the person straight. If I was a president in Nigeria, I'll be shooting people in national news. I'll be shooting people on live television. I'll be shooting Nigerians on live television. If I tell you this is the penalty for this crime, once you do it, I won't give you a second chance. That's what Nigerians need. I do this in my place of work. If I tell you this is the penalty for this, and you went ahead to do it, even if Jesus Christ falls from the sky and tells me, my son, please, you have to be very forgiven. If you don't do this, if you don't hearken to me, you might go to hell. I'll tell him, Lord Jesus, I want to go to hell after I do this. I will effect that penalty, and then I'll go to hell. With my bragging right, I'll go to hell. And even Jesus Christ will respect that. That is me. That's why, you see, discipline. Oh God. You see, discipline. You have to be heartless in giving your discipline, but you have to be detailed. You have to be detailed in telling people this. You see, I talk a lot. Do you know why I talk a lot? Do you know why I talk a lot? Because when I'm effecting that action, nothing in this world will stop me from doing it. If I tell you, I'll tell you, this is what I will do if you do this. So this is what I would come. Let's reason together. Is this thing commensurate to what I'm going to do? Is this thing you're going to do be bad? Once you do it, this is what I'm going to. I'll keep on saying it. Once you do it. Once you do it. No. Like, these are the things, you know. So look, this is my sister. Sorry, I took a whole lot. I'm happy this thing is happening to you as a Nigerian. You're defending Nigeria. The worst should happen to you. That's what I pray for anybody defending Nigeria. The worst will happen to you. The worst. You really need to watch this. Just watch this.
People like Cyrus, that according to the Washington-based Migration Policy Institute, Nigerians are the most successful and educated immigrant group in Africa, in America. Maybe that's why it's beefing. Our Hollywood movies, our skit makers, our music artists are putting African positively in the world map, not just West Africa. Not to mention people like Philip Emegwali, our Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, our Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, our Professor Wole Soyinka, and whether she likes it or not, our Kemi Badenoch, and numerous mayors and members of parliament in the UK, US, and Canada. Not even to mention the basketballers, footballers, including American football. And now, let me even drive it home, because at the verse.
Hey, God. You see, when you understand the way Nigerians think, you understand the direction of their thinking, that is when you understand that the Nigerian problem has nothing to do with their executives, with their administrators, but the Nigerian foundational way of thinking, which was inculcated in us by our parents. We think weirdly, we think uncannily, we think backward, we think downward. What do I mean? Let's first of all start by stating what he actually said. He went to Kemi Badenoch and said whether she likes it or not. He said, let me make this video so that everybody, let me make this video so that everybody would know it now. You see, everybody is destined to be great, and I know that my greatness is inevitable. And by what I mean by greatness, I mean my popularity, my opulence. It's not about the money. The money would always be there. It's not about the money. One of the things I see as an achievement is the popularity. It's the popularity when the world probably would know about me. And I want to sound this warning. Anyway, let me not just make the warning now, because that period, that is when I'll make the warning the most. Nigerians in any way should never, ever, ever identify with me when my greatness comes. Let no Nigerian body, let no Nigerian journalist say, oh, this is our Nigeria and he's making us proud. God forbid that I would be identified with you people. You know why? Because I have seen that what you Nigerians are very good at is in reaping where you've not sown. That's what you're very good at. You go and Nigerians run around the world, migrate to other parts of the world, and these parts of the world give them the privileges to thrive, which Nigeria had never given to them. And the moment these Nigerians begin to thrive, a man is a product of his environment. These environments, these respective environments, these foreign environments gave them the opportunity to thrive, which Nigeria never gave to them. The first thing Nigerians will come to do is, he is our own. You want to claim Kemi Bandalok? You want to claim... Oh my goodness. Nigerians. Why was it that when Jd.Mahama was rejected by South Africans, she was crying? Why was she crying? When someone says whether Kemi likes it or not, she is a Nigerian. That tells you the mentality of Nigerians. That it tells you that they, like, these people are disgraceful. These people are so. When I tell you people that these people suffer from mental disorder, mental deformity, when I told you people this, a lot of people think I'm taking it too personal. Why would I take it too personal? I'm simply redirecting you people to a fact that was clearly established and submitted by a group of qualified psychiatrists, that as of 2024-2025, 3 out of 4 Nigerians suffer from mental disorder. So what are we saying? Okay, let's neglect that. Now, Nigerians are the only people that brag with people that had not given anything that had not bestowed them with any form of laurel, just because they want to compete with Ghana. What is the use of Wole Soyinka to you people? What is the use of Chimamanda to you? Chimamanda had married a Canadian man, a white man. What's the use of Okonjo-Iweala? She was in the World Bank, but what has she implemented here? If you were talking about the Rapid, I probably would have said, okay, these are people that brag about Dangote, people that steal from you. You know what Nigerians do to you people? You know what you people are so vulnerable as Nigerians, as masses. That's why you people are naturally poor. Even the wealthy ones are poor-minded. People that brag with people that have no value to them whatsoever. Ghanaians will mention Kwame Nkrumah, and Kwame Nkrumah, you know, is a man that brought the tip. He brought the tip. He fought for Africa. He was bringing the tip to Africa. Let's see his legacy in Ghana. But you people will talk about men that will rather take from the society to furnish themselves. The more you're stealing from Nigeria, the more you're subduing and oppressing Nigerians and furnishing yourself. Nigerians will be worshiping you and praising you. And you people will come out and tell me that the authorities in Nigeria are the problems of Nigeria. It's Nigerians as people that moved them, that encouraged them, that elevated them to continue their oppression and victimization. By their attribute, they talk this, you know, they are lukewarm, and this is owed to their senselessness and foundational brilliantness and irrationality. Someone will be complaining, oh, you're victimizing me, you're oppressing, but his actions clearly shows he's elevating and encouraging you to continue victimizing him. In fact, he's propagating you to victimizing him. It's unbelievable. You talked about Nigerian movie. Oh Jesus, oh Jesus. He talked about the Nigerian movie industry. Nigerian movie industry is bringing what to Nigeria exactly? I don't get. What is it bringing to Nigeria? Because I've ventured into the movie industry and I know what's happening. You will see Jackie Appiah going to her alma mater and contributing a whole lot to them. Jackie Appiah, that's Jackie Appiah. I don't think there is a video or evidence of any Nigerian movie star that have done the same for his or her alma mater. I don't think so. They forget it, and you don't blame them, because these schools nurtured them to be criminal. These schools nurtured them to practice wizardry and witchcraft. That's what these schools nurtured them to. So you don't blame them on that note. That's number one. So that's Jackie Appiah. Now you want to talk about the movie industry. The movie industry in Nigeria has brought more harm than good in Nigeria. I'll tell you why. If it's not for YouTube, the movie, I went to Asaba. First of all, in Asaba, the only thing that gives you the eligibility, that gives you a shot to be taken and deceived a little bit, or be given the hope that you'll be given a scenario, that you'll be given a script, that you'll be given at least a role. The only thing that gives you the eligibility to be given a role in Nigerian movie industry as a girl is how much and how many men you spread, how many directors you spread your legs for. How many directors you spread your legs for? Have you not noticed that Nigerian actresses over a period of time go to relate with politicians? Genevieve Nnaji, Lindy Ikeji, Regina Daniels and co. It's a struggle for them. is a struggle. You know why? Because these directors tend to frustrate them in demanding for continual sex. And once these girls give continual sex, eventually when they delve into the movie industry and they become popular, they begin to seek out for politicians that will give them more money, so that these directors will have no hold on them again. A lot of people don't know the story of Regina Daniels as to why she took to the man she took to. It's not in her right frame of mind, but because of what Nigerians moved her to do. You want to talk about the Nigerian movie industry? All these people you talk about in Nigeria have brought more harm than good in Nigeria. But Nigerians are the only people that elevate and worship people that subjugate them and bring harm to them. Kemi Bandelog that does not want to identify me. When someone says whether you like it or not on Kemi Bandelog, on the person, understand the person is not making sense, but just trying to drive a beef. Shame on you. Shame.
Wow. Mam Penny Johndramanimahama. Well done, the Republic of Ghana. Ghana is working, and Ghana will forever be the Gold Coast of Africa, the gateway to Africa. If you don't get it, forget about it. And ladies and gentlemen, based on what we have seen here, you really need to take your time out to look at or listen to when the president was answering the questions that he was being asked, based on the fact that yes, he is projecting the country, telling them or telling the people, brainstorming how the economy, the mineral resources is going to boost the economy based on agriculture, farming, name it. Guys, you heard now. This one no be concern, life and direct evidence choke. That's why I tell you that when men were sleeping, when men are sleeping, the president of Nigeria is sleeping, Jagaban is sleeping, the president of Ghana is working, and Ghana will be moving forward. I know it's definitely not perfect out there in Ghana, but with all the steps and measures, God is going to help the president and the good citizens of Ghana to measure up, to make it as a historic one, not just in Qatar, not just in Doha, but in the world at large. Guys, I'm back to what my brother Chimdi is showing us today on that unscrupulous element that feels that the world is jealous of Nigerians. You heard the other one in my previous episode. Say people are running to Nigeria. Ghanaians wish to run to Nigeria. Like, I don't know if these people smoke knockout or they are on cheap drugs or cheap alcohol that is shifting their brain. Because at this point, make it make sense that a country that is filled with this amount of challenges as terrorism, kidnapping, banditry, name it, Nigerians like this will still come out to brag. I know you will say there are still some good things happening in Nigeria or around Nigerians, but these are individual achievements. When we talk about nation building, communal building, societal development, South Africans call it Ubuntu. It is about community. You will see even how collectively Ghanaians, South Africans come together to build their nation with the help of communal agreement, relationship, understanding, right? So at this point, guys, I really need Nigerians to wake up. Nigerians need to wake up from their slumber and face their reality, because nobody is freaking jealous of Nigerians. Nobody is interested in Nigerians, setback, challenges and whatever, right? So at this point, I don't know, what do you think based on what we've seen here? I don't want to be the only one talking. Share your thoughts in the comments. Like this video if you do, and stay subscribed for more interesting videos like this. I'm sure going to see you in my next one. Do have a blessed day out there. Ciao, ciao.